Let's take a look at the case of Bobby Garnett, the black man who invented the Ralph Lauren brand as we know it. Bobby from Boston was a vintage curator and seller based in Massachusetts, and Ralph Lauren frequently sourced from him. Bobby's way of curating Americana became a reference library for Ralph. Lauren even wanted to use Bobby's store as a backdrop for Double RL, but when Bobby refused, they photographed the space and recreated anyways. The signature Ralph Lauren look that we know can be credited to Bobby's curation. Ralph Lauren is now a $22 billion company, and Lauren himself is worth $8 billion. But Bobby was never given this capital, despite inventing the very brand identity that became profitable. This is exactly why representation isn't enough. Power and capital matter more.
Wow, rest in peace to the legend Bobby Garnett, man. Unfortunate.
This is Mr. Zip. He revolutionized the mail delivery system of the United States with his zip code. The heart of the system is a number, a zip code number. Let's break this one down and see how it works. Each of these 5 numbers plays an important role. A country is divided into 10 sections. And the first number represents one of these sections. In this case, the 6 stands for a part of the Midwest. The next 2 numbers narrow it down. For instance, the 06 pinpoints Chicago. And the last 2 numbers, they indicate the final stop before delivery, a local post office. And here it is, the Elmwood Park branch of Chicago, hour 35. It's that simple. Call your post office with the zip code numbers you need and use them here and here for the fastest possible mail delivery. Remember, only you can put zip in your postal system.
Step right up, my friend. Step right up. How much is this big ball worth?
I'll be 20.
20 is bid.
Yeah.
Going?
Yeah.
Going?
Yeah.
Gone.
I got them the whole world time got.
Gimme.
For the money, huh?
The cash.
Yeah, here you got a few.
Thank you.
No, so.
Now confirmed, America's #1 strawberry is tied to cancer. Driscoll's, who controls a third of U.S. strawberries, is sprayed with up to 371 chemical pesticides before it reaches the store.
They're putting mosquito spray on your strawberries and calling them organic. Virtually every U.S. strawberry starts as a lab-bred clone, smothered in Captan, the same chemical and paint preservatives, dipped straight into fungicide baths, seeping 3 carcinogens into the flesh. That's only the start. Those berries are bleached in chlorine, then locked in plastic so deep no rinse can remove the residue.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's gonna be, it really is a long video, but I decided like right before I started filming that I'm gonna just break it up into 2 parts. So this will be part 1. So I'm not gonna hold you guys. I don't really have anything else to say. Oh yeah, my videos now will be dropping on Wednesday, and this one will be Wednesday and Thursday. So tomorrow I'll drop the part 2 of this one. So that's all the announcements for today. I got a long video to do and I got a lot to do. So let's get to it. So without any further ado, get whatever you need to chill with me. And let's get to the content. So let's go. Hey everybody, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not. Turn on those notifications and then go ahead and click all, notify all, so that you get all the notifications when I drop content. But do not forget, you guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get back to the content.
Jonas from The Polygamist was a warlock. It's time for us to talk about that new show on Netflix called The Polygamist. Now, if you haven't seen it, go on and watch it and then come back. I wasn't focused on how did Jonas keep all these women. I was more so focused on how the hell did he show you exactly who he was and you still chose the illusion? I say you, I'm talking about every single woman in his life. Now, as I mentioned about him being a warlock, the archetype of a warlock understands perception as well as influence. A man that understands how to make people see exactly what he wants them to see despite what's really there. Keeping it real, Jonas was not no good husband. He wasn't no good father either. You see how he was dipping off on them kids every chance he got. He was not a good brother, and he damn sure wasn't a good businessman by the end of everything. And somehow every woman around him kept finding reasons to stay. Why? Because they arguing with potential. The biggest spell was not about what Jonas did. It was more so about what these ladies was convincing themselves not to see. Like, the whole show is one giant red flag after another. Every single episode, I'm like, damn, the audacity. Then I also see the patterns of him lying, people stay, him cheating, people stay. He actually added to the roster. He humiliates them, they gonna stay. He gonna manipulate them, and they still gonna stay. That's why immediately I had to say, this show is not about no victims. This is about self-abandonment. Every single woman was given information. They all had warning signs. They all had reality that was screaming at them. But again, they chose potential over truth. And potential has trapped more women than men ever could. Because if I tell you who I am, and then I show you who I am, and then I show you again, and then again and again, at what point do you stop believing the fantasy? See, that's what fascinated me about Joyce, because she wasn't just married to Jonas. Nah, she was married to that image, that perfect family, perfect husband, perfect social media life, and perfect empire. Meanwhile, that foundation was rotten the whole entire time. And then look at Matipa, typical side chick. You know, she thought she was winning until she realized he wasn't going to change for her either. She got the same exact Jonas. Rule numero uno, if he'll betray somebody for your ass, he gonna betray you too. They just didn't come yet. Let's talk about the money, because this is where the real spell work come in. People see provision and assume character. People see success and assume integrity. It's like people see wealth and assume leadership. People see status and assume wisdom. Jonas proved otherwise every single time. Truth be told, most people do not want love, they want security, and sometimes they'll sacrifice themselves every single time just to get it. This is why I say he had the warlock archetype. He wasn't controlling them with magic, he was controlling them with an illusion. Illusion of stability, the illusion of power, the illusion of being chosen, the illusion of being special. And every time reality showed up, they tried to negotiate with it, especially Essie. My biggest takeaway, for me per se, was not that Jonas was evil. It was the moment you stop choosing yourself, somebody else gonna choose for you. Because again, every single woman had moments on that show where life handed they ass the truth. I'm just gonna come out and say this. A lot of times what people deem as a spell, that's just a refusal to see what is really right in front of you. You having a hard time accepting the truth. That's different from a spell. Nah, Jonas didn't cast a spell per se, but he sold an illusion for sure. You ain't learned nothing else from this show. I hope you learn to choose yourself every single time, man or woman. Y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts about this show. As always, peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
I have nothing else to add. I have nothing else to add, you know? But I feel it, and I understand, and I see. And I'm like, yeah, choose yourself, always and forever. Because a person that loves you would choose you too.
I think y'all understand how serious these flock cameras are. How much power these flock cameras give to the other side. So if you plan on doing anything to these flock cameras, you better not. Do not do anything to these flock cameras. Matter of fact, listen to this.
You know,
listen to this man.
Cameras that have been popping up all over the U.S., right? Do not, under any circumstances, point a high-powered laser at the flock cameras. This cannon will permanently damage and or disable the cameras.
Do not.
And require them to be replaced and cost the company money. So please, under no circumstances, do this.
And if you don't know what flock cameras are, just think about this. Every time you drive down certain streets, go to the grocery store, pull into your neighborhood, visit a friend, there's a chance that a camera is logging where your car was, what time you was there, and exactly where you went. They're called flock cameras, and they're spreading all over America. These cameras automatically read your license plate, your vehicle make and model, your color, and even your unique features of your car. They know where you work, where you sleep, where you visit, what doctor you go to, what protest you attend, what church you go to. And Big Brother is saying that they're for good. So don't mess with them. I'm out.
What do y'all think? Have y'all been seeing flock cameras?
I've noticed that a lot of you really enjoyed the flock camera video. What I've also noticed is that a lot of you have questions about the sort of quality of laser that you should definitely be avoiding, as to not damage or permanently disable the flock cameras and cost the company large sums of money. And what I could gather from our friend Plonk is that you should definitely not be looking up a green laser that shines at 490 to 570 nanometers with a minimum power rating of 1000 megawatts. Again, you should definitely not be sourcing a green laser which shines at 490 to 570 nanometers with a minimum power of 1000 megawatts. Because shining that specific laser at a flock camera would do detrimental damage, and again, cost the company a lot of money. And we wouldn't want that. No, we wouldn't want that. Not at all. Sure, you may say, oh, well, they're insured and it's taxpayers' dollar. Well, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
I mean, don't do it.
What you are seeing on the screen right now is more expensive than gold, and it didn't come from a jewelry store but from the stomach of a whale. It is called ambergris. Actually, when sperm whales hunt squid in the deep sea, the sharp beaks of those fish start to wound the whale's delicate stomach. To protect itself, the whale's body produces a special kind of sticky substance that surrounds those sharp beaks. For years, this process continues inside the whale, and then one day it comes out into the sea through vomit. Initially, its smell is so foul that you won't even be able to stand there. But the real magic happens when it bakes for years in salt water and sunlight. Over time, its chemistry changes, and that foul smell transforms into a fragrance that the world's biggest perfume companies are crazy about. This waste is used to make the scent of luxury perfumes last for weeks. Just imagine, what was just waste for the whale became wealth worth millions for humans.
And I heard that my favorite perfume, Chanel No. 5, uses that. But I love Chanel No. 5, so it's torn.
It is June 24th, and I am back with your new Leviathan update. Now, let's talk about it. If you follow me, you know what's in Venezuela, the Eye of Levi. And today, Venezuela had two major earthquakes, a 7.1 and a 7.5. Remember, I told you exactly where they were going to attack and what was going to move. Where do you think those earthquakes were? First, let me start by saying none of what I'm saying is true. It's a movie. It's a script. I'm just speaking out loud the script that I have written for my new movie called Levi, The Awakening. Here we are on the USGS, and you can see that it was a 7.2 and a 7.5 that happened in Venezuela. Now let's get to it. What is that, you guys? What is that? I told you all. I had already told you and showed you. Most of you know what this is. This is the eye area. This is one of her eyes. Okay? Right there. And that's around the eye. It's trying to move. I showed you all of the other earthquakes on the tail. Alright? You can see the tail there. And the earthquakes on the tail, where that tail ends. And Japan. Told you all. Japan. There is another one. Remember, Naga. The Naga. Nagasaki. Alright. This is the mouth here. Coming around into the cheek area. And this one runs on back there. Alright. World War II. Nagasaki is right there. There's the eye. Right there. Do you know what is right there? Here, let me show you. Hiroshima. Right? And there's Nagasaki. There's the eye of this one. Alright? Remember what they dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? And for those of you that follow me, you know what the Nagas are. And for those of you that don't, keep up. In various Asian religion traditions, the Nagas are a divine or semi-divine race of half-human, half-serpent beings that reside in the netherworld. And here is a picture of your Nagas. Alright? You guys got to keep up. Don't forget who was tempted by a serpent in the garden. So today we've had Levi in the Caribbean, and also the Levi in Tokyo. What's always coming out of Tokyo, you guys? Godzilla. Can somebody tell me what the name of this Super El Nino is? Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. The Guardian. El Nino is back with the vengeance, and fears of Godzilla's strength may be the least of our worries. Scientists say there's a 90% chance of a Godzilla El Nino. Historic Godzilla El Nino forms. Southern California warned a volatile winter ahead. I've told you all about the Bering Sea. What does bearing mean? To bear a child. Everyone's waiting for the coming of the El Nino. What's a Nino? Right. The baby boy is going to be born again. And whenever a woman or a female is going into labor, her body temperature rises. Hence, the rise in temperature of the water in the Pacific, where the body of Levi sits. Okay? This is why all of the glaciers are melting. All of it. Her body temperature is rising. And do you all remember the movie Godzilla? I got some work to do. We'll pick up with part 2 of this tomorrow. Remember, Godzilla.
I had ended up just doing a simple Google search, and I do these simple searches, even though I go in depth with my research a lot of times, but I do these to put these up to make it easy. So you can just go look it up yourself, and it's definitely says Godzilla El Nino 2026. Can you make it up? It'd be like, I'm just saying.
Yo, I can't believe this was in a kid's movie. The joke completely went over our heads until now. I'm about to reveal something. We all know and love Toy Story, hopefully, if you have a soul. If you don't, you probably were watching some other movies like, I don't know, Monsters Inc. Anyway, but when you look at these dolls, I always was like, oh, cool. Then took the doll apart, 3-piece doll, never knew what it meant. But always go to the comments. Camp Crash says, a hooker and a quackhead, meaning a crack. That blew my mind. And then, of course, Gail below is saying it's still going over my head. And I'm 36. I'm with you. But that's not the one that got me. That was very enlightening. I was like, oh, okay, I had no idea. But when you look at the quackhead and you look at the hooker was kind of, we knew that. Even as a child, I was like, oh, okay. I still didn't know what it meant, but I was like, oh, little fishing head. Nah, you know, fishing head is hooker. But this one is the one that we don't know about until now. One-eyed monster. Hey, yo. How were they slipping these in, no pun intended, on these Disney movies when we were kids, bro? Name some other stuff that they slid in with Disney movies that we might not have noticed? Because I know y'all know. Y'all know everything. This is the internet. This is the comment section. So please enlighten me in the comments. And did you know any of this? The one-eyed monster, a hooker, and a quackhead. I'll tell you what, boy.
What y'all think?
Steven Spielberg's inspiration for E.T. came from the last known portrait of Harriet Tubman.
Hey, rest in peace, Harriet Tubman. And I see the resemblance. Hey, Harriet Tubman definitely an alien for what she did for us. That's a fun fact.
That's cold. Oh, man.
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
Harrison, born Antoine Smalls, has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado.
And when did you know that you were a 35-year-old white man? Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve? And then it just hit me. I'm white and 35. I just miss Colorado sometimes. You know, here I pretend the buildings are the old San Juan mountain range, but, you know, the job's just here.
And where do you work?
I'm a systems engineer for Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay.
That boy don't work. He go to school and that's it. One day he said, call me Harrison. I said, who's that? He said, me.
Do you believe that he is a white man?
I mean, he isn't. Shit, I'd love to wake up one day and say, hey, everybody, I'm Rihanna. But I ain't.
What in the identity crisis is going on? But I like his mama. You can tell she ain't going for that shit. She like, fucking sit your ass down. What you got going on? Like, come on now. Let's keep going, y'all.
The theory that Charlie Kirk was killed by an explosive placed in his wireless mic is growing in popularity. And when you look at the reenactments done online, side by side, you can't help but notice the way that the shirt moves, the way that the necklace moves, and the way that the body moves are so similar. And now Tucker Carlson is openly saying that he believes that Charlie Kirk was killed because
believe he was most likely murdered for his evolving views on Israel.
Which is interesting when it comes to the exploding mic theory, because almost exactly a year before Charlie Kirk's assassination, Israel attacked Hezbollah with exploding walkie-talkies and pagers in an operation called Grim Beeper. And then you look at what TPUSA has done. They've put his handheld mic on display, but where's the wireless one? Ryan Harpel, Charlie Kirk's security, said that in the hospital he cut his Freedom shirt off. Where is that? Isn't that evidence? What if there's shrapnel on it? Speaking of which, this is what an exploded Rode wireless mic looks like. And when you freeze frame Charlie's hand the moment after the attack, that's what a lot of people believe they are seeing on his hand. And in October of 2025, Ian Carroll brought up the fact that there was an explosives factory that was wiped off the map in Tennessee that had government contracts that made mic packs. And immediately after Charlie Kirk's assassination, UVU did complete construction in the area where he was assassinated, and people wondered if it was to cover up evidence. And now you have to wonder if the evidence they were trying to hide was from an exploded mic. This was once just a conspiracy theory, but it seems that it's shaping up to be something more. As always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
And low key, his whole entire, unaliving was very like a lot of gray area, a lot of just like, some just don't quite curl, you know.
I didn't see what James Franco did? The actor? Yes.
Nah. Wait, I saw something weird.
Dude, he's dropping like clues right now. You haven't? Okay, hold on.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Peep
Clues
this.
to what?
Look at it. Hold on.
Right. He said clues to what?
So James Franco, out of nowhere, goes on TikTok. He makes a new TikTok account, and he's posting these weird cryptic videos.
They got him. Wasn't he the one with that weird case too?
Yeah, he disappeared for a minute because he had an SA case and all this other stuff.
Actors disappeared, comes back acting weird. Continue.
This is James Franco. Me, really, James Franco. I'm here at my house. I'm not promoting anything. I'm making this account because, all right, some serious shit's going on, okay? And look, here, this is real, okay? I'm real. It's me, not AI, not anything, okay? Could AI James do this? Could not, right?
Okay, hold on. So right there. So pause real quick. Look at his handle. That's his handle. He's saying that's not AI, right? James Franco, 2319. So there is a code. Here we go. So there's a little movie by the name of Monsters, Inc.
Get the fuck out of here. Come on. No.
It was the emergency code that the monster shouted whenever a monster makes contact with a human child or brings a human object into their world. That's the same code.
Come on.
What are the chances that he uses that particular code? He's being all cryptic and weird. And just for context, if people don't know about Monsters, Inc., is about monsters who scare little kids and gets the energy from the kids.
Can't make this shit up.
And uses that to power their city.
Adrenochrome. What is that?
Adrenochrome.
Yeah.
And then we have this code that James Franco uses at the same time.
Is that him?
I don't know.
Things that make you go,
Clyde Davis just passed away. Am I the only one that noticed that music changed when certain people took over? Music used to be 432 hertz. It was about love, a message, frequency, healing. But when certain people took over, music went to 440 hertz. Pain, sorrow, envy, jealousy. What we call music notes is really frequency and vibration. When you listen to the right music, your body heals. When you listen to the wrong music, you want to go out there and hurt people. They say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Pay attention to the numbers. This man passed away June 22nd, 2026. You know June is the 6th month, right? So June is the 6th month. We have 6/22/2026. Just remove the 0 and you will see that 622-226 is a mirror, or I should say it's a message. 6 represents love, family, responsibility, healing, harmony. 22, a master number, building, manifestation, turning visions into reality, creating something lasting. Then we have 2026, which is number 1, new beginnings, leaderships, fresh starts, or reincarnating. If you know his resume, he damn near touched everybody's lives in the music industry. Hip hop, pop, R&B. You know they say music can touch your soul. All you have to do is research everybody he helped in the music industry. And the list is so damn long. I even heard Michael Jackson say something about this person, but I'm not going to repeat it. You can look it up. But once you follow the numbers, they're trying to tell you that everything recycles. Or I should say, once we listen to the music and the chorus, we get hooked. And once we get hooked, our life is on repeat. We sing the same songs over and over. That's because we don't realize they changed music. Music was supposed to be a gift. You know how you go outside and listen to the birds sing, it do something to you? Well, our voice is also medicine. You can listen to a certain artist and that song can touch you forever. It used to be that way, but now they are using frequency weapons against us, and it's music.
I agree, and I think I've touched on this before in regards to the importance of music and the frequency of music and, how music is a mood changer,
Senator Duke hires an African-American man named Rowdy as an image maker to cover up his blatant racism. One of the dolls is inside of the home, so he see everything that they doing, and he takes upon himself to trip Rowdy, and he kills him and trips him falling down the stairs.
You need to be scared, Mr. Metcalf. Them souls don't want you there. They didn't want him there. Now you best to leave, or you'll end up just like him.
Now during Rowdy's funeral, who was the assistant to the senator, Eli, who was the protester, warns him again to be able to leave the plantation, because if he don't, he will experience a similar fate. Now over time, the senator start to notice on the painting, the dolls will start to go missing. And you know why? Because them souls was on his ass because he was disrespecting the land. He was disrespecting those slaves. The souls must rest.
Now, fools believe that their souls never rested till Miss Cobb's an old voodoo woman bought the place. That's her there in the mural.
What are those
dolls. Legend is she transferred the souls of the slaves into little dolls.
I remember the guy who built this place and also the person who bought it from him. They both had a cemetery in the back of the mansion. And remember I told you about the oak trees, which is very spiritual and symbolic to the lynchings that we was going through. Well, those same oak trees was used for lynchings, and 11 of those trees they named after the daughters. And this ritual of lynching with using trees goes back thousands of years. And during those times back then, the children of Israel was crossing the Jordan's waters, and they was taking over the original people's land. And those people in the Bible was known as the Kemites. They would kill them and hang them from their sacred trees and use them as statues as a form of terror or public execution.
Should get deep. I've been trying to find part 1 of that and I could not. If I do, I'll put it in my next video. But I used to be deathly scared of that movie, and now I see it from a whole ancestral point, and I want to watch it again.
So Oprah decided to go to war and besmirch Whitney Houston's legacy. I think it's because the Clive Davis thing, when he passed away, everybody was talking about the messed up things he did to Whitney. The only thing is, there is a huge backlash against Oprah right now. And I was talking to my best take on this. She said, Oprah better hurry up and make a video about Gail washing her hair out. Gail better make a video of doing Oprah's hair and clipping her ends with sacred products, talking about she did it in honor of her great-great-granddaddy. Let's get into this. If you guys don't know, Oprah is being dragged online because of some comments that she made about Whitney Houston. I'm going to be real with y'all. I think those comments were to change the topic on Clive Davis's legacy, because everybody, since Clive Davis has died, I've heard 2 main themes. One, ding dong, the witch is dead. And also, I've heard that Clive, what the absolute horrible ways he treated Whitney, and even when Whitney passed away, the way he kept his party going while Whitney was upstairs OD'd in her tub. People said it was some of the most cold-blooded mess that they've ever seen. And it really speaks to the evilness of the music industry and the way people do self-destruct because they are looked at as a commodity. Anyway, Oprah came out and out the blue wanted to talk about the way Whitney Houston was so high one day she fell off the stage. I thought that was a really interesting thing to say about basically one of your peers, and also somebody that as far as the community, I think the world and a lot of dictators loved, respected, and honored Whitney Houston's memory. Again, it was weird story to tell, but you could argue that it was in fact Oprah's story to tell. So do y'all know what I'm talking about? Hold on, let me pull up the clip so y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I got the clip. Here's what Oprah said. Hold on really quick.
I had such trust from the Oprah show audience that Whitney did, I think it was her last show with us, and she had gone back on drugs. The first interview I did with her when we'd gone behind stage and I asked her about her intention, she was clean. But the day she came to my show then to perform in front of the audience, she was not. And she fell off of the stage. And I knew that if that story got out that she'd fallen off of the stage, that she would be destroyed by that. And so even though the audience was there and the audience had cameras, I begged them not to put those pictures out because it would ruin her life, and they did not.
So yes, that was what Oprah said. And I think it was very disgusting, honestly. Honestly, I think it was quite disgusting. I feel like that's something that you could have took to your grave and just not even said it. Like the lady's, she's gone. She's not here anymore, and let it go. I just feel like it was very unnecessary.
But I do know that Clive Davis continued with what was going on then, whatever occasion was going on at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and he knew she was dead up there. Like, dude. Well, people didn't have to know, and the party was, shut up, dude. Have some courtesy. Then her daughter ends up being murdered, and it was murder. She did not fall in the tub and beat herself in the face and then OD on the drugs. They hot shot you, throw you in a tub. It makes it more difficult for people who are sober. This is when they bring in car accidents or like muggings, like they got Whitney Houston and their family. This is my belief system. First of all, on what planet do any of us live on when we look at Whitney Houston drowning in a bathtub? Okay, first of all, she didn't. She's a grown-ass woman. They drugged, medicated her, and she was beaten, okay? And then her daughter had the same thing happen. And then Aaron Carter. So here's what I'm going to say. I did videos on all three. The Aaron Carter video I did, I explained that whenever I did the video, if he made it past the next 3 years, then he would make it. If not, he would be dead. And I guess he died in that 3-year time frame. But
I like Sloan. Check out Sloan Bella. She be on point. And then Tisa. I like Tisa too. Tisa's funny. That's the person that was before here. But I really do. They're two other content creators that I watch a lot. I love them.
The movie came out in 1994, and it follows the story of an 11-year-old boy named Preston. Preston, just messing around, writes himself a check for $1 million. And when he goes to cash it, it's confused with a criminal enterprise, and he gets the $1 million. And he spends it on a whole bunch of stuff, like a private driver, and technology, and a castle. Got a lot for $1 million in the 90s. And then we have Shay. Shay works for the FBI, and she's been following the money trail, and it leads right up to Preston. Preston asks Shay on a couple dates, and she says yes.
It was really fun. And I had such a good time.
I don't like that. No. Eventually, Shay cracks the case and the criminals are exposed, and Preston learns that she works for the FBI, but he still tries to shoot his shot.
So when can I see you again, Shay? Why don't you give me a call and say about 10 years? 5. 7. 6. Okay. It's a date.
So he's 11. That's still illegal, babe. Now, I know Shay works for the FBI, but I think her coworkers need to check her hard drive.
That is so cringy to watch now, like, as an adult. Like, and even though you were, like, acting, you still kissed the kid. Like, odd. Cringy.
I remember at the time, I think it was about like 2.5 years in, everyone went to Brian's house for a barbecue, and his house was a little off. He had a room that was just dedicated to like vintage toys and comic books, and he converted his garage into like a Planet of the Apes shrine. I noticed a painting in the room that stuck out to me because it had nothing to do with Planet of the Apes. It was of a birthday clown holding balloons. And Brian got very excited when I asked him about it. He flipped the thing around, and on the back it said, "To Brian, I hope you enjoy the painting. Best wishes, your friend, John Wayne Gacy." It was a self-portrait of serial killer, John Wayne Gacy. At this point, I'm like 14. I didn't know like the details, but I knew like this guy's a serial killer who like killed a lot of young men and boys. My instinct was like, everyone has to see this. And so like all the parents and the kids come into the room, and then Brian presents the painting again. And Brian actually developed a pen pal relationship with John. He kept like this pile of letters and photos from John Wayne Gacy in his nightstand next to his bed. And he like pulls them out and starts showing them to me. Your instinct is to give someone the benefit of the doubt. If you've known them for that long, even in the face of like this really bad sign, it was one of those like classic failures of group psychology.
I remember watching that documentary, and it was so cringe and so just uncomfortable just to watch it. And watching those shows growing up and knowing what was really going on behind the scene. Oh my goodness. Ooh. So everybody, we've reached the end of the video. I know it was long. This is part 1. Remember, you guys, part 2 will be out tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned for part 2, and I am going to let you guys go. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed filming this, and I will see you guys later. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, technically on part 2, but my next video that, you know, is different from this would be the following week. So remember, Wednesdays are the new days for the videos. So, bye.